Okay, folks, I'm here at West Plains Motor Speedway, and I'm here with Sonny Smith. And Sonny, I understand that you are the general manager?
General manager. Wear lots of hats right here at the Speedway.
Yeah. Okay, I wanted to ask you just a little bit about this here 22-member ownership group. I've been getting a little background history here while we were waiting up here. And, man, this sounds like quite a deal to get, first of all, 22 people together and then be able to have them agree on something.
You know, it's probably the greatest thing about what we've done this year. We probably couldn't have opened the track without this much support from owners. If one guy to try to do this, it would have been impossible. You get 22 guys pulling together, their families pulling together, a team of employees working together, great things can happen. It certainly happened this year at this track.
All I can say is from the time I drove down Highway 63, and like I heard somebody say last night, they saw that big flag out front out there, and you can see it through the trees out there. You know something is kind of happening here that I'm not going to say wasn't happening before, but it's happening now, because West Plains, you really guys, they're getting it together.
Yeah, you know, there are 22 local businessmen, pretty much every one of them self-employed, so they understand how important it is to put effort in and how important it is to help your community. And this track's been here since 1989 when the Ball brothers built it, and then the Gibsons took it to another level. And our plan's to take it to the next level with the energy we've got, the financial backing we've got, the crowds that are showing up like tonight, the big race we've got tonight, the schedule we put together, our AirVac Points Series schedule for the season, the MLRA Fall Nationals coming, the hunt race coming, all the things that are happening this year. This means we're just going to get bigger and better each and every week and each and every year.
You know, talking about effort by these individual people, ownership, I was talking to a lady here. Her husband is a dentist, and I understand he's over there flipping hamburgers tonight.
He's a great hamburger flipper. He'll fix your teeth and you feed you a hamburger. But, you know, the owners have been willing to do whatever it took. To whatever jobs that need to be done, they've done them. We've been very fortunate to get a crew together that has worked here in the past. We have some great people, some experience helping us from the infield to concession stands to the race tower to the announcer. Just so fortunate the team came together like it did, and we had such great people in all positions and everybody pulling together. I won't say that we always agree on everything, but when we leave this room, we agree to pull together. That's what it's going to take. You know, everybody has their own idea and their own opinion, and everybody needs to be able to voice that opinion, voice that idea, and then you pull together. You kind of try to come up with the best thing, because a lot of times you're not trying to choose between a bad idea and a good one. You're simply trying to pick between the best of two. And I think we've been able to do that, and I think we'll continue doing that.
You know, talking about diversity, one of the things on a personal note with you, when I was up there in the announcer's booth last night, I heard you say just a few words, and I thought, man, that guy's done rodeo. So you come from rodeo, right?
Yeah, they hired me. Russ Gant, my friend, him and I do rodeos together, bull rides, PBR bull rides, and I announce and promote and produce. And he knew I had some experience, and he thought that would help bring this together. I know a little bit about getting the production done and promotion done out in the area, and I've announced a lot of rodeos, a lot of bull rides, so I had a little bit of ability there, but they really don't need me. We got a great announcer, so I just try to help him out during the breaks like I did last night, and we try to pull together as a team and try to get out in the community and build a support group and kind of build this network of what's the word I'm looking for, contacts and things that you can do in the racing industry. All the people we're meeting for the first time, like Randy Mooningham from the Mars Series, met Chris last night from CompCam, you tonight. You just make connections, you make friends in the industry, and you grow from there.
Right. Let's just talk a little bit about this first year. I know you guys just acquired the track in March, but you've already had, I think, one other pretty good size race here this year. Have you got any other races coming up on the dates here for the future?
What we've got is we've got the big A-modified Show Me, the 22nd annual, coming up the first week of August. I think it's the 5th, 6th, and 7th. And then we've got the hunt race coming up September the 16th. We've got the guys coming off of Versus to run here. Then we've got the MLRA Fall Nationals coming in, and the last race this season for the Super Late Models right here. They're coming down. So, yeah, we've had a lot of things fall in place for us, and it's because this is such an outstanding track with such a history. People want to run here, and thank goodness they do. It sure helped us have a good first year.
Speaking of the tradition of this track, I'm going to lay this out there. I don't know what the possibilities are, but is there any possibility down the road that the Missouri 100 may come back?
You know, the Show Me 100 went to Lucas at Wheatland. They own it. They own the rights. So that's the grandest old race west of Mississippi. But I won't lie to you, we're looking to put another great race here, and it may be this race this weekend. We may build it back into something like the Show Me someday, where we can have as a big open late show, or team with the Outlaws, or team with Lucas, or team with Mars, or the Comp Cam guys, or the MLRA guys, and bring another show like that back to West Plains. It's just going to take some time, some effort, some financial support, and I think with the 22 owners and the people we've got working here, I think we can make it happen.
All I can say is, folks, if you are in this area, or whether you aren't, and you get the opportunity to come to one of these races that they're going to be having here at West Plains Motor Speedway, come down here. It's always been a great track for racing. New ownership group. I mean, you can look just about anywhere here on the facility, and you're going to see some changes around here because things are happening here. With Sonny Smith, I appreciate you talking with us.
One more race we'll talk about. We do have the Mars and the Comcam guys coming back on August the 13th. That was rained out in the spring. It's a race I didn't mention. So we got them coming back really soon, next month. So folks, come on out and enjoy another super late model.
Yeah, a good racing last night all through the whole field, all the classes and everything. But Sonny, thanks a lot for talking to us.
Hey, thanks for having me. We appreciate you all being here.
Down the back straightaway, Dallas Everett, Carl Murphy on the front row, Greg Hughes, Richie Tosh in row 2, Rustin Miller, Josh Hughes in row 3, and Jason Hughes, Lane Callum in row number 4. Dallas Everett leading the field slowly around through 3 and 4, coming to the cone. He stands on the gas. The green flag is in the air, and we come up to speed for our modified feature event, brought to you by the Bank of Thayer and Howell County Bank. It is Carl Murphy jumping out the early advantage. All kinds of carnage, though, in turns 1 and 2. Several cars wadded up on the bottom of the track. I see the 24 car, Sean Walsh on the track, Rob Muhlenberg involved, Marlon Shehorn, Stephen Muhlenberg involved. I believe also the K1 involved in that. That'll be Lane Callum, as several cars got together over there in turn number 1. Looks like the number 9 car, a gentleman who found a lot of hard luck early on, Brian Hartwick, also involved in that caution on the back straightaway. Out there in front as we get ready to come back to the green, that will be the 2M of Carl Murphy. Right behind him, Dallas Everett on the inside. Outside of that will be Greg Hughes, Richie Tosh, and Josh Hughes. As we stand on the gas, the green flag flies, coming back up to speed. See if we can get a full lap in the book here this evening. Everybody down into 1 and 2. They go 3 wide, 4 wide now down in the center at the back of the field. They get down to 2 wide in a hurry, though, as they head on down the back straightaway. They're 3 wide near the front, down into 1 and 2. Stacking things up at the front of the field just a little bit. Carl Murphy right now out in front, though, as Dallas Everett had some problems in the center of the corner. We've got Stephen Muhlenberg stopped on the bottom of the track right now in turn number 4. He pulls it down to the infield, as Stephen Muhlenberg gets himself out of harm's way. Not sure what. Everybody now starting to stack up over there on the back straightaway. Out there in front, that's Carl Murphy. Greg Hughes has found the bottom of the track. On the outside of him will be Dallas Everett. Richie Tosh on the inside. Josh Hughes on the outside as we come up to the green. A little bit of contact there at the front. Tosh looked to the inside of Hughes on the start, but it's a clean start as the field heads down once again into turns 1 and 2. Everybody now cycling through the corner. Out in front, it is still Carl Murphy, but on the high side of the track on a great restart, that is Dallas Everett, who is your leader here on this opening lap. Carl Murphy right now showing up in the second spot, and caution again over here in turn number 4. It looks like the 33 car, Stephen Muhlenberg, the 5 of John Briggs, and the 59 of Rob Muhlenberg involved in this latest caution. Trying to find as we get ready to come up to the green flag sitting out there on the pole. That'll be the E26 of Dallas Everett. Outside the front, row number 2, rather, we'll have Carl Murphy on the inside. Outside of that will be Greg Hughes in that third row. Jason Hughes on the inside. Richie Tosh on the outside. Row number 4 will be Rustin Miller alongside the 6 of Josh Hughes, and it's Matt Berry and Scott Krigler, Brandon Smith and Logan Martin. Sean Walsh alongside Monty Ragsdale. Brian Judd alongside Kyle Duke. Lane Callum on the inside. Marlon Shehorn on the outside of that. We've got Rob Muhlenberg alongside John Briggs, and rounding out this field, that will be the 33 car of Stephen Muhlenberg. There is your field right now coming off of turn number 4 as we get ready to come back up to the green. Dallas Everett leading him slowly to the cone. He stabs the gas. The green flag is in the air as we try this one more time on lap number 2. Dallas Everett pushed to the high side as Carl Murphy peeked to the bottom. They'll be 3 wide down the back straightaway as Greg Hughes looks to the middle, and he'll get single file down into turns 3 and 4. Dallas Everett, your leader. Carl Murphy second. Greg Hughes, Josh Hughes right now running in 3rd and 4th, and Rustin Miller down on the very bottom of the speedway. He is right there in 5th. Couple of the back markers right now struggling to get themselves single file, but everybody does make it down through turn number 2 that time around. And we have a spinner, Jason Hughes, right in front of traffic. Cars scattering all over the place behind him, and once again carnage at the rear of the field. Jason Hughes bringing out the caution flag. The 14 Marlin Shehorn involved, and the 2 Muhlenbergs, Stephen and Rob, coming to a stop over there in turn. Tight. Dallas Everett will lead the field to the green. Carl Murphy in the 2nd spot. Greg Hughes right there running 3rd. Rustin Miller in 4th, and Richie Tosh in 5th as they cycle through turns 3 and 4, getting ready to come back to the green. That field bunches up nose to tail. They're off of 4 and on the gas. The green flag waves from the stand. Everybody has to stay single file past the cone. All the drivers now safely past the cone as we come back up to speed. Tosh all the way to the high side up on top, and that's going to cost him. Also moving to the high side was Greg Hughes. He slides back a spot, but out in front it is Dallas Everett, Carl Murphy, and Rustin Miller, your top 3 spots, followed by Greg Hughes, Josh Hughes, Richie Tosh, and Matt Berry. Back in the pack, a little more rubbing back there at the rear of the field as Josh Hughes tries to get around Muhlenberg. He grabs the spot and moves up 1 position as he tries to climb back up towards the front of the field. Right now, Matt Berry has his hands full on the bottom of the track. Richie Tosh on the high side as that is a fight for 6th on the speedway. Berry slips up off the bottom of the track. Brandon Smith moves to the inside. He's going to put his nose in there as he now fights with Tosh for position. Out in front, Dallas Everett is checked out on the field. Running in the 2nd spot is Carl Murphy. Rustin Miller right now showing up in 3rd. Greg Hughes in 4th, and Josh Hughes running 5th. On the high side of the track, Richie Tosh has found something up on top. He's able to hold off Brandon Smith, but he's not able to move his position forward at all in the pack. Dallas Everett right now cycling quickly around the speedway has opened himself up a 12-car length lead on the 2 of Carl Murphy. Back there in the pack, we still see a little bit of bumping and grinding, and the cars go 2 and 3 wide through the corners. Slowing off the pace is Kyle Cotter after getting up across the cushion in turn number 4. Cotter now gets back in the gas and gets back up to speed, but the leader will be on the same straightaway as Cotter as they head down the backstretch. All alone out in front is Dallas Everett. He is checked out from the field. 2nd position, Carl Murphy right now has himself a 7-car length advantage over the 1 of Rustin Miller. Greg Hughes still in that 4th position, and Josh Hughes running 5th. Brandon Smith now has moved himself up into the 6th spot as Richie Tosh has had some problems. Kyle Duke pulls to the infield, and he will come to a stop out of harm's way. We will be able to stay green here this evening. Right now, we're looking at lap 11 in the book is continuing to cycle around out in front of the field. That is the 26 of Dallas Everett. He's about to put Kyle Cotter 1 lap down. Cotter on the bottom of the track trying not to hold the leader up, but slides up across the track in front of Everett. Everett makes the pass on the high side, putting Cotter 1 lap down. Carl Murphy on the bottom of the track. Rustin Miller has moved to the high side, and Miller has closed that gap up down to 2 car lengths and will challenge for the 2nd spot coming off of turn number 2. Murphy on the bottom has a good run that time down the back straightaway. Rustin Miller loses a little bit of ground pedaling around the top of the track. Carl Murphy glued to the bottom. Rustin Miller on the high side can't make up any ground down the front straightaway. Greg Hughes still in 4th. 5th position still Josh Hughes. Right now Sean Walsh looking for the 6th spot as he dives to the inside of Brandon Smith, and Walsh will have that spot coming down the back straightaway. Smith battles back on the high side, but Walsh has been strong on the bottom. Look for him to finish off that pass as they come off of turn number 4, and there it's done as Smith slides back to 7th. Out in front of the field, it is Dallas Everett checking out on the high side of the track. Rustin Miller able to get around Carl Murphy. That's a fight for 2nd as Murphy now slides back to 3rd. On the high side of the track, it is Rustin Miller getting around the slower car of Kyle Cotter. Also making the pass now on the high side down into turns 1 and 2. Is Murphy? No, it's not going to happen as Murphy moves Cotter up the track. Cotter is in the way right now. They're trying to get around him, and Murphy does, but that allows Greg Hughes to close there on the bottom of the track. Greg Hughes had a nose alongside Carl Murphy and has the high side of the track as he tries to get around Carl up on top. Greg Hughes, normally a bottom feeder here at the Speedway, but he is trying the high side, and it is working for him as he pulls up alongside Carl Murphy as they head down into 3 and 4. A whole different zip code is needed if you're going to reach the leader. That is Dallas Everett out there in front of the field. Second position, Rustin Miller, almost a full straightaway behind your leader now here on lap 17. Rustin Miller right now all alone by himself in that second spot. Carl Murphy, Greg Hughes touched bumpers just a little bit that time coming off of turns 3 and 4. Greg Hughes has gone back down to the bottom of the track to get around Murphy. Murphy glued to that bottom, rowing around the racetrack, and he is trying to stay down below. The white flag has flown for your leader, Dallas Everett, right now all alone out in front, dominating the event here this evening. He cycles down the back straightaway, has Marlon Shehorn right there in front of him. The checkered flag is in the hand of Alan Carlton, and it is in the air. Your winner here this evening, Dallas Everett. Rustin Miller across the line in second. Carl Murphy holding on for third. Greg Hughes, Josh Hughes finishing up in fourth and fifth. Sean Walsh, Brandon Smith, Jason Hughes makes it back up into eighth. Matt Berry, Steven Muhlenberg also rounding out your top 10. Tosh fading back there at the end. We've got a spinner over there in turn number 4, but that's after the checkered flag has flown. Dallas Everett picking up your Bank of Thayer Howell County Bank Firecracker Weekend Modified feature win here this evening. Coming across the line in second is Rustin Miller. Third position goes to Carl Murphy. A fantastic modified feature event once he got the guys lined up and turned them loose. And in the end, Dallas Everett picking up his
door
first
handle.
ever.
Dirt eating, fire breathing, ground shaking, looking for the green flag out of turn number 4. The Mars Dirt Car Series Comp Cam Super Dirt Series roars to life down the backstretch. Your leader at a turn number 4, leading lap number 1. The F1 of Jeff Floyd, your leader, followed by Dustin Mooneyham. Bill Fry in third, Ian Samuels fourth, and currently scored in fifth, the 88er Wendell Wallace. Jeff Floyd starting to pull away from the field. Mooneyham, Dustin Mooneyham in second. Bill Fry third. Todd Hall fourth. Wendell Wallace in fifth. That is your top 5. Then it's Ian Samuel 6th. John Mitchell 7th. Stacy Taylor in 8th. Dane Dacus 9th. And Justin Wells rounds out the top 10. Cars starting to get stacked up behind the 65 of Dwayne Hottinger as they're daring to go to the middle to high groove. Trying to make it around the 65 as Racing is on the bottom in the early going. Jeff Floyd with about a half a straightaway lead over second running Dustin Mooneyham. He's also about a half a straightaway from catching the back of the field. First to go a lap down will be the 42 of Brandon McCormick. Cars are still racing 2 and 3 wide as they exit turn number 4. R.C. Whitwell appears to be a man on the move. The 96T starting 15th on the grid, now challenging for the 10th spot with Dane Dacus as he's on the inside of the 54, the 96 and 54, racing for position in the top 10 as they go through 3 and 4. Whitwell will take the position and continue on. Out front, your leader is putting a lap down on the 42 of Brandon McCormick. Jeff Floyd, your leader, out of turn 4 in the F1. Now into lap traffic, Dustin Mooneyham in second. Bill Fry third, Todd Hall fourth, Wendell Wallace in fifth. The move over flag is being displayed, letting the field know the leaders are coming by. Jeff Floyd continues to work the inside line on the West Plains Motor Speedway, still maintaining over a half a straightaway lead over second running Dustin Mooneyham. Dustin Mooneyham's keeping his car nice and tight through the corners, able to hold down second. Third is Bill Fry. Now Wendell Wallace to the inside of the 99 of Todd Hall. Wallace will steal fourth. Hall goes back to fifth. Stacy Taylor in sixth. The 66 of Bill Fry gets into the back of the 42 of Brandon McCormick. McCormick off the racing surface into the infield area. The 00 Jesse Stovall pulls to a stop in turn number 2, but exits the speedway. We stay clean and green on the racetrack. Wendell Wallace now pulls up even with the 66 of Bill Fry in 3 and 4. Wallace heading towards the front. Wallace will complete the pass on the 66 of Fry. That is for third. Wendell Wallace in the 66 battling for position. Jeff Floyd continues to maintain the lead as he's putting laps in the books here at the West Plains Motor Speedway. Floyd, your leader. Dustin Mooneyham in second. Wendell Wallace third. Bill Fry fourth. Stacy Taylor in fifth. Jeff Floyd, your leader now on the backstretch into 3 and 4. Floyd looks good on the bottom, able to pick off cars at will as he continues rolling around. Dustin Mooneyham maintaining second. Wendell Wallace in third. Jeff Floyd crosses the flag stand, and now we have 5 laps remaining. The 20 of Dustin Mooneyham up in smoke. The 20 of Dustin Mooneyham goes up in smoke. And 3 and 4, maybe an engine expiring. He is still moving, though, in the infield area.
Yeah.
Strap in, buckle up, race fans. Here they come once again out of turn number 4. Green flag goes skyward, and Jeff Floyd brings the field down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Floyd takes command down the backstretch into 3 and 4. He'll have company. The 88 of Wendell Wallace working the middle of the racetrack to perfection. Stacy Taylor in third. Whitwell, where did he come from? R.C. Whitwell started 15th, now 4th on the racetrack. Bill Fry in 5th. Last night's winner, R.C. Whitwell, up to 4th. Had to win a B main to get into tonight's feature. Looking good in 4th spot. Jeff Floyd still in control. Cars at the back of the field still racing side by side for position. Out front they are single file. Jeff Floyd, your leader. Wendell Wallace in second. Stacy Taylor third. R.C. Whitwell fourth. Bill Fry in fifth. Then it's Todd Hall, Dane Dacus, Jeremy Payne, Ian Samuel, and Dwayne Hottinger. Now a battle for the lead out front on the last lap. Race fans, out of your seat. They're going to hold alive Floyd. Does he have anything left for the 88 of Wendell Wallace? Race fans, here they come. Final turn, final corner. Out of turn number 4, it'll go Wendell Wallace. My, oh my. Who saw that coming? The 88 of Wendell Wallace unofficially will be your winner. We're going to send him to the tech area, put him on the scales, make sure he weighs the required 2,300 pounds.
Laps ahead of us here this evening. Your field taking shape over there on the back straightaway now as they come off of turn number 2. Jared Wagster, Jeremy Russell on the front row. Carmen Vincent, David Hendricks in row 2. Claudia Cook, Tony Anglin in row 3. Row 4, Tim Brown and Hunter Rasdin. Row 5, Sean Walsh and Hunter Duran. Those are your top 10 drivers out there as we get ready to take the green. There's your field off of 4. They're on the gas. The green flag is in the air as we come up to speed. Jared Wagster leads the field down into turns 1 and 2 on the very bottom of the track. Everybody gets through turns 1 and 2 as Wagster right now out in front of the field coming into turns 3 and 4. Jeremy Russell down to the bottom of the track looking on the inside of Wagster here as they come across the start-finish line. It'll be Wagster out in front, Russell running in the second spot. Hendricks right now showing up in third, Carmen Vincent in fourth, and they're 3 wide behind that for 5th, 6th, and 7th. Top 4 cars line up now single file down the back straightaway. Hendricks goes to the high side. He found some traction up on top last night. Can he make the top groove work here this evening? Not seeing a lot of cars getting around the top half of the speedway. Carmen Vincent took the look to the high side. He'll slide back down to the bottom now coming off of turn number 2. 2 and 3 wide back through the pack as several drivers now fighting for position. Tim Brown trying to move up a spot or 2 on the bottom of the speedway, but he has no place to go as right in front of him sits Tony Anglin alongside the 71 of Claudia Cook. Jared Wagster, Jeremy Russell right now separating themselves out in front of the field. third and fourth belongs to David Hendricks and Carmen Vincent. Vincent pokes a nose inside of Hendricks this time, coming off of turn number 4. Not enough real estate to make the pass. Hunter Rasden got himself in a bad spot right between a Tony Anglin and Claudie Cook sandwich. He had to back off, and we have car spinning over in turn number 2. That is Robbie Arnold, and a little bit of contact there at the back of the pack as somebody comes into the side of him. 22 involved in that. That is Brad Buck also involved. It'll be the 17 car position. Jeremy Russell inside of David Hendricks. Carmen Vincent will be alongside the 71 of Claudie Cook. Tony Anglin on the inside right now as they've just been given one more lap to go. So we'll cycle around one more time before the green flag comes in the air. Outside of Tony Anglin is Hunter Rasden. Then it is Tim Brown and Hunter Duran. Sean Walsh and Bobby Bryant make up the row behind that. Drivers now taking shape. It will be Jared Wagster having control of the field as they come through turns 3 and 4. Jeremy Russell on the inside. David Hendricks on the outside, looking to move up a spot or two. Carmen Vincent on the inside of that third row alongside Claudie Cook. Tony Anglin alongside Hunter Rasden. There's your field off of 4. Back on the gas. Green flag back in the air as we come back up to speed. Hendricks on the high side, trying to get around Russell up on top. Claudie Cook has used this restart to his advantage. He's gotten around Carmen Vincent, and Vincent now has his hands full with Rasden. Vincent on the bottom of the track lost a few spots there on that restart as Rasden completes a pass down the front straightaway. Hendricks on the high side of the track and looking to make it 3 wide off of the corner will be Claudie Cook. He wisely gets on the binders and backs off down the back straightaway. Down to the very bottom of the track, Jeremy Russell protecting that bottom line. Right now the fight is for third and fourth. On the inside, that's a 71 of Claudie Cook. On the high side, that is a 54 car of David Hendricks. Fifth position right now is Hunter Rasden. Carmen Vincent has settled down in 6th. He's moved to the high side of the track to try to get some spots back up on the top of the track. 3 and 4 wide coming off of turn number 4 onto the front straightaway as the back markers continue to find 4 positions back in the pack, but out in front, getting himself a comfortable advantage right now. That is a 14 of Jared Wagster. Jeremy Russell in that second spot, hugging that bottom line. Third position now, Claudie Cook, as Hendricks has drifted back to 4th. Hunter Rasden 5th, and 6th is Carmen Vincent. Tony Anglin has his hands full with Hunter Duran on the high side and a couple of cars right behind him, including the 88 car of Andy Milliken. Also right there in that mix, that is the 1 of Tim Brown and the 11 of Hunter Duran, all in a bunch there on the track. Going down to the very bottom of the track and spinning around, Tony Anglin up the track, no place to go. Tosh gets into the 54, Sean Walsh rather, that got around. Caution flag is out. This is our second attempt at a 2-wide restart. Your leader still Jared Wagster. Jeremy Russell in that second spot, running third now on the field. That is the 71 of Claudie Cook. David Hendricks on the inside. Outside of him is Hunter Rasden with that flat left front. The green flag is back in the air. We'll see how long Rasden can hold on to his car as they head off down into 1 and 2. Rasden able to hold on to his spot around Hendricks on the high side. Hunter Rasden doing a good job of driving so far. You're going to see it start to show up here in just a little bit as cars behind him start to stack up as he is just a little bit off the pace in that crippled car. Out in front, Jared Wagster all alone. That second row still side by side. Jeremy Russell on the inside trying to get around him up on top is Claudie Cook. Portageville, Missouri driver Cook right now has that second spot, and he clears Russell down the front straightaway. Once again in the back of the field, several cars going 2 and 3 wide deep in the field as they get themselves settled out there at the back of the field. Out in front, Jared Wagster once again taking off from the field. Trying to catch him this time now is the 71 of Claudie Cook. Jeremy Russell in the third position. Fourth right now belongs to Hunter Rasden, but not for long. Andy Milliken peeks to the inside coming off of turn number 2. Milliken can't quite find the bite he needs down the back straightaway. He'll look to the inside going down into 3 and 4. Rasden not able to hold him off through the corner, but on the straightaway, Rasden is able to pull away from Milliken just a little bit as they go down into 1 and 2. Milliken has a good run this time off of turn number 2. Can he make the pass going into 3 and 4? He holds Rasden up just a little bit, and that will allow him to take over the 4th position. Hunter Duran's going to come up and put his, that's probably Doug Moore out there in the 31 car, fighting now for 5th, and he takes over that spot as Moore moves now up 2 spots there on that last lap. Wagster, your leader, 5 car lengths in front of the 71 of Claudia Cook. 2 more car lengths back sits the keg 1 of Jeremy Russell. 4th position now on the track is your 88N of Andy Milliken. 5th out there in the scoring cycle, that is the 31 car of Moore. Behind Doug Moore, it is a logjam now as David Hendricks, Tim Brown, Hunter Rasden, Carmen Vincent all fighting for a position back there in the pack. Tim Brown dives to the inside. He's alongside the 54 of Hendricks. Hendricks trapped on the high side, and he's been losing spots up on top. He tries to get the car back down below, but Brown won't let it happen. Brown tries to get his car to the inside and still can't make the pass at the line. With the flat front tire, Hunter Rasden holding on out there for dear life, but he is losing spots still as he continues to slide back through the field. Carmen Vincent now completes the pass on Rasden. 6th position now, Tim Brown, followed by Hendricks in the 7th position, Carmen Vincent in 8th. 9th position is Rasden, but not for long. It looks like the 42 of Flood is about to get around Rasden as that front tire continues to slow him down. Carmen Vincent and David Hendricks, a little bit of contact that time coming off of turn number 2. That stacks up the cars behind them as Rasden now back alongside the 2 of Vincent. Vincent will have to dive to the bottom, try to get himself back up in that position down in 1 and 2. Rasden doing a very good job of driving with that flat left front tire, but he may not be able to hold on for long. James Flood looking all the way to the bottom of the track, had a good run on Carmen Vincent, but had to check up. Vincent now comes up and slams the door on Rasden. All the way up out of the marbles on the high side of the track. We got a car slow up on top. I believe that is a 12 car of Ronnie Williams as he comes to a stop on the high side of the speedway here at the halfway point of this Super Stock feature event. Caution flag flies once again. Jared Wagster now pacing the field down the back straightaway. Row number 2, that's Claudia Cook on the inside. Jeremy Russell outside of him. Row 3, the 88 car of Milliken on the inside. Doug Moore outside of that. Tim Brown and David Hendricks make up that next row. In row number 4 on the restart, Hendricks on the high side trying to pick back up some spots he lost earlier in the event. And we have a challenge for the lead on the high side of the track. Jeremy Russell looking for that top spot. Side by side with Wagster down into 1 and 2. Can Russell make it stick on the top side? And Russell has the lead. Jeremy Russell, your new leader, but Wagster not done on the bottom of the track. Wagster skips it sideways down into 1 and 2. Caution flag comes out as we have a couple of cars down there in turn number 1 on the high side of the speedway. A lot of damage to the one car there on the high side of the track. All right, your new leader, Jeremy Russell, out in front of the field here on lap 21. Jared Wagster on the inside, Claudia Cook outside of that. Doug Moore alongside the 88 car of Andy Milliken as a green flag comes back in the air. A great restart for Russell. Russell opens up the cushion as they head down the back straightaway, and Wagster now has his hands full with Claudia Cook. Claudia Cook on the high side trying to get Wagster back to that 3rd position. As your cars cycle off of turn number 4, it is Claudia Cook up into 2nd, Wagster back to 3rd, Milliken back into 4th as Moore fades back to 5th. Richie Tosh slow on the bottom of the track. Looks like he's going to pull there to the infield. His night apparently done here this evening. Tosh coming to a stop on the infield. Out in front, Jeremy Russell now has his back bumper full of the 71 of Claudia Cook. Jared Wagster also right there in the mix. Doug Moore has gotten back around the 88 of Andy Milliken. Milliken now trying to look back to the bottom on Moore as they come through 3 and 4. Out in front, it's a challenge for the lead. Claudie Cook looked to the inside of Jeremy Russell, that time off of turn number 2. A nice little kiss on the entrance from Jared Wagster. That moved Wagster. Wagster moved Cook up the track, and Cook now looking to the inside once again on your leader, Russell. Cook down to the bottom of the track. He's trying to get a launch off of the corner. Can't quite find the traction to get her to the inside of Russell, but Russell slips up off the bottom down in 1 and 2, and not able to get the drive hooked up on the bottom of the track was Claudie Cook. He slides back in that second spot. Three-way fight for the lead out in front right now. Jeremy Russell has a lead. Claudie Cook in second, and right there in third is Jared Wagster, your early leader for the first half of the event. Wagster now to the high side. He's going to try to get around Claudie Cook up on top. He gets into the back end of Russell on the high side of the speedway. Claudie Cook on the bottom, and on the high side it is Wagster. Wagster trying to get himself back to the front of the field, but has a rolling roadblock right in front of him. A good run that time for Claudie Cook off of turn number 2. That's going to force Russell all the way to the high side, 3 wide off of 4, but it will be Claudie Cook, your new leader. Wagster back down to the bottom of the track now as Russell fighting for that second spot on the top of the speedway. Wagster to the inside of Russell. They're fighting for that second spot. 30 laps in the books, 10 laps left to go here in this super stock shootout. Russell on the high side now is losing ground to Wagster on the bottom, and Wagster completes a pass as they go down into 3 and 4, trying to cross over back to the bottom of the track. That is Russell, not quite able to come up off of turn number 4, and Wagster solidly into the second spot. That puts Russell back to third. Doug Moore still running around in fourth. Fifth position still belongs to Andy Milliken. Fight for 6 right there on the speedway. That is the 26 car of Burl Woods on the inside. On the outside, that is the one of Tim Brown. And Woods has a spot this time at the line, but Brown still fighting on the high side of the speedway. The fight for 6 right now, the best battle on the track. Woods on the inside, Brown on the outside as they battle side by side all around the raceway here on lap 33. Brown now up across the top of the cushion in turn number 1, and that allows Woods to slide up into that 6th spot. Brown will look to the inside as they go down into 3 and 4. No, he'll line up straight behind him coming off of turn number 4. Hunter Rasdon with that flat tire now fading back there through the pack. Several cars have started to get around him as he cycles near the rear of the field here in our feature race tonight. Out in front, Claudie Cook pulling away from the pack. Portageville, Missouri driver right now dominating this event. Jared Wagster in the second spot trying to run him down. Those two top drivers have a comfortable cushion right now on the third place car of Jeremy Russell. Russell right now holding on to a decent advantage over the 31 car of Doug Moore. And Andy Milliken now has a back bumper full of the 26 of Woods as they head down into 1 and 2. Woods looks to the high side, but nothing doing up on top. Milliken powers off of turn number 2, and Woods will give him just a little bit of a nudge as they head down into 3 and 4. It's enough to push Milliken to the high side. That's a fight for the 5th position on the speedway, and Burl Woods up to 5th. That drops Milliken back to 6th. Milliken will cross over. He goes back to the inside of Burl Woods. He's going to try to get back to the bottom of the track. Woods now trapped on the high side as Milliken moves to the bottom. That is a fight for the 5th position. Woods overdrives the corner. Milliken back to the bottom, looks to the inside, but cannot make the pass. Claudie Cook continues to pull away out in front. As he comes off of turn number 4, he will see the white flag. The fight will be for 5th as 88 car of Andy Milliken looking to the inside, wants that spot, and not able to get it back at the white flag. He'll have 4 more corners to get it done. Burl Woods on the high side. On the bottom of the track, it's Andy Milliken in that fight for 5th off of turn number 4 to take the checkered flag. Claudie Cook with the win. Across the line in second is Jared Wagster. Jeremy Russell in third. 4th goes to Doug Moore. 5th position will be Burl Woods, followed by Andy Milliken, Tim Brown. Doug Hendricks, James Flood, and a three-wide battle across the line sees, I believe, Taylor Carr, Carmen Vincent, and Stan Ellison all right there in a pack. That is Claudie Cook. We'll get all the cars cycled there off of the track and give the flag to him and get him around the speedway. Right now, waiting for a few more cars to pull off over there on the back straightaway before we turn Claudie Cook loose with his victory lap. There's Claudie Cook with the checkered flag hanging outside of his window. First-time winner here, another first-time winner here at West Plains Motor Speedway. Claudie Cook picking up his first ever West Plains Speedway feature victory. He's down around the back straightaway now. He'll come around facing the crowd over there coming off of turns 3 and 4. Ladies and gentlemen, your Bank of Thayer Howell County Bank Super Stock Shootout feature winner. Put your hands together for Claudie Cook.